Hello and a very warm welcome then to the Lusail International Circuit in Qatar. The sun is setting, the grandstands are filling, the tension's building, the atmosphere's building, the hype has been building right back in team management. Can he make it, or can he add to his
three apart from the bike that Marc Marquez and Pol Espargaro rode for the bulk of? Alberto Pucci is with Simon.
Yeah, standing right next to Mark's machine.
Well, pre-season he was many people's pick for the championship. Some people
where they are on the grid, but you must have still really high hopes for
his FP12 was very good yesterday.
He was, wasn't he, Johan Zarco? And again, a little bit like an air Bastian.
I want to know your thoughts coming into this race.
Crucial, the beginning of the race, he has to push hard and nothing else. Then we are
in this feeling, this sense that Marc Marquez is back to his best.
Well, but Johan Zarco back in the teens looking amazing.
But Jack Pecco and Johan, I think they can do very good. A good shot for the spectators, maybe a little bit.
Championship, Brad Binder. Oh, he looks like he's got a bit of a dry mouth there, doesn't he? Take some fluid. Africa to witness this special moment. And keep an eye on this man, Marco Bezzecchi.
On race journey to crown our 2022 Moto for the first time in 8 years. And can he return to the top of the MotoGP world?
Jack Miller going from the head of that second row in fourth place. He looks pretty cool and relaxed. But our first pole position in 2022 went to the Martinator. In history, Jorge Martin starts from pole position. Just wonder where there were the previous winners, of course. Yamaha did the double here 12 months ago. Fabio, great race pace. Lewis is so hard. We said it's going to be the closest most.
Are going to be absolutely crucial. It is very difficult to look past Marc Marquez.
On pole position for the 5th time in MotoGP. He comes to the head. Lift off for MotoGP in 2022 in Qatar. Not a bad start for the poleman, Jorge Martin.
The two factory Ducatis had terrible starts. Fabio Quartararo immediately ahead of both
places. Lewis said the two factory Ducatis just completely missed the start. Already getting aggressive.
Espargaro, he lost the position back to him again though after going at the inside, but dream ticket for the rest.
Been on that medium Michelin rear tyre through that tyre torturing turn 11 there to pick off Quartararo. He's got underneath the Yamaha man in the final corner at turn 16. Pol Espargaro to take the lead back. Excellent first lap. Excellent start for Brad Binder.
Yeah, Bastianini, who is the leading Ducati on the road. The Ducati's killer.
Bagnaia, he finished last season so strongly. Only down in 4th. Will they slow it down? Will they back off? Try and bunch up the group and then attack. Keeps them live.
Already up to 4th. Pecco Bagnaia trying to make quick progress. That's the
best lap of the Grand Prix we've seen so far. Fair play to the Italian. It's the only
Ducati's behind him. He's got Alex Rins just closing in. Rins is one of those who are expected to make progress through this race.
In 2020, he always found something. On Sunday, he had a bit of a spring his front wheel to Mir. There was Aleix Espargaro then still in 6th place. Head of Fabio place on this lap. Here comes the Suzuki. We would not have seen this in the recent years. Will be a Suzuki night device. That Suzuki, without any question, is back as a championship contender this year.
Wide open, but so far he's holding firm in 3rd place. So far, so good for Suzuki.
They've got that better throttle connection. They've got more mechanical and electric.
Marc Marquez did show a wheel, of course, early on in the race. He did go past at the start of the 2nd lap, ran a little bit wide.
There's nobody behind Pol Espargaro. They don't need to do anything. They know Pol Espargaro's not getting it. Still there in 3rd place. Mir 4th. There's not been too much overtaking in this league group.
Pushing the front into turn 9 there as he looks to get on terms with the 2020.
Down to 14th. In fact, he's just been passed by both Miguel Oliveira, like Martin and Bastianini, already making public declarations. We want Miller's ride. You would not have seen that over the last few years. A Ducati not able to outdrag a Suzuki like he has. Yeah, gone in way too hot. He was never going to stop that, thankfully.
A little bit earlier this evening. Touching on the rookies, we mentioned Marco Bezzecchi, who's ahead of Jack.
Of the inside line, and he eases by Marc Marquez on the brakes into the 1st corner. So at the 1st corner in the Grand Prix of Qatar last year, so it's an easy mistake to make. Simon, down to you.
So working, they can't stop.
Yeah, all that dirty air around the wings. Yeah, good point, Simon. I'm sure wherever you are in the world watching from the sofas on the virtual
Miller, he's dropped right the way down to last position now. He's 2 seconds even behind Ralph Fernandez at the back weekend. Bezzecchi has dropped off the tower on the left-hand side of the screen, so we think something may have gone wrong.
Problem on the right-hand side of his tyre. It was almost launching him to find out exactly what happened to Jack Miller. Bad start to the year for.
Absolutely. Well, he's leaving himself a little bit of work to do at the moment. He's only a second off the lead at the moment, although that top.
Well, in the early stage of this Qatar Grand Prix, I don't think anybody would have thought pre-season That's cruel luck for Jack Miller, really unfortunate for him. Now we're looking back at Alex Rick of the factory Ducati garage. Clearly there's been a problem that's not of his doing.
His teammate Marc Marquez, will that still give up good grip at the end of the race? Brad Binder perhaps more pace. The likes of Zarco and Morbidelli further back are in the 54s, but they're way out of contention at the moment.
Yeah, I suppose the big in turn then's got about 4 tenths back to Martin. Start sector 1. So who have we lost in the first sector, or somebody just run wide going into that third? Honda have found some front-end confidence for their riders this year. They've certainly
been testing. When we brought you the Sepanta so this year, we thought, and with good reason, that KTM seemed in a world of trouble back in pre-season testing. They made a step forward at the Mandalika test.
I mean, how many times did that motorcycle send him into orbit, send him over the moon? They're already now.
Miguel Oliveira looks like that's on the outside of turn 1.
Well, he was so up and down, and unfortunately he's kicked off the new year in the gravel trap as well, far from the...
In the 154s, he's just about matching this leading group, being headed by Weekender, challenging for the win and for the podium. It's pretty clear at this stage.
Fausto's legacy here, forming the Motogp team.
Pecco down.
No! That's Pecco. Bagnaia was the guilty man. He apologises to Jorge Martin Grand Prix.
And what a disastrous opening night for Ducati. Nothing Jorge Martin, looking as if he wants to make a bid immediately to get into second place. He can see that factory Honda
very, very quickly. No Miller in action, no Bagnaia in action. Jorge Martin to 1. Back at the front, Pol Espargaro. This will be a popular win for still.
Let's quickly get a tech observation from Simon.
Yes, guys, you know they use, and the tank size, they can't get the whole way on full power and fight at the end.
Yeah, thanks for that, Simon. You just wonder now, nothing wrong with the top speed of the cage. Again, we know that. We saw it in Mugello last year, but Bastianini swing
on their 2021 bike with the Gresini team, who of course have gone fully independent.
Moment there on the front end for Enea Bastianini going into turn 6. He ran it a little bit wasting as well, so Enea Bastianini is still, of course, doing an amazing job. Absolutely awesome job. Can he find a way to get back on par with Pol Espargaro, though?
In the side, that really hurts, enough to put you up for a few races.
Yeah, it's off the lead and simply unable to match the pace of these guys at the front. But
those two, of course, had a historic, memorable French 1-2 in the Grand Prix of the Premier class. He came to this team to do this. He said last year it was a dream of the season.
Yeah, he's just holding that gap at the moment on this lap. It started the lap at 0.9. Side is he? No, not quite, of Marc Marquez. But that Aprilia that impressed us through pre-season testing, side of the track to hold off Aleix Espargaro. But we are potentially looking to bit early.
GP since Nobuatsu and Takuma Ryoki at Imola back in 1996. 6 laps to go, 5.5 to go. Binder at the moment looks...
Aleix Espargaro up the inside and he leaves an elbow on Marc Marquez.
He was the master of tyre preservation. How many times did he come from so far back? He's just to cling on here to what will be a famous victory. On course though for an emotional win will be now he's going to try and use a bit of Ducati power, or will he try and attack before turn 16? And then they come through the fast right-handers. Pol Espargaro still standing firm. A bit of a twitch there on the front.
Get back past. Does he have any grip on the brakes to get past? No. Bastianini gets his stop to Pol Espargaro. Brad Binder's in second. Pol Espargaro's got back on in third. He's just managed...
corner. Pol Espargaro was desperately trying to resist. He just got a bit of slipstream. Was set up by Fausto Gresini before he tragically lost his life.
Has just kept himself in the fight. He's not faded like we thought he might with those the podium in this season opener.
I'll be gobsmacked if there's any fingernails left in that. Enea Bastianini can hang on. He looks so good. He looks so comfortable. Let's go with Dotti.
Absolutely. This was a circuit that it's a circuit that historically...
It's really good. Bastianini 1.2 seconds clear. The race-winning challenge, the podium.
One of the battles that I think we will be seeing on this final lap is between the two Espargaro brothers. Here
the tears are already flowing. We can't underestimate World Championship racing by Fausto Gresini, a man who he had faith in, a man...
Grand Prix of the season for the factory KTM team. What a start for Francesco Guidotti and that new...
Inside of your picture. Enea Bastianini now coming through this second. He topped the leaderboard in that official test in Sepang. He said all along this new bike...
Right the way down to the checkered flag, but only 2 more corners to go. Enea Bastianini just needs to keep it smooth.
Supreme in the Middle East. What an emotional victory for Enea Bastianini. On the last lap, we'll just pause for a moment to soak up in Grand Prix racing as a Moto3 rider back in 2014.
Joy in the Red Bull KTM factory racing squad.
We could look back 1 year ago, what happened to us.
In one side of the pit lane for Gresini, frustration, Fabio Quartararo.
Absolutely insane.
And
The podium is so...
Riders in front, not just one, and this is first time in many years that Honda can say that, so I feel very proud.
The way things went, and yeah, for future, I'm definitely looking forward to hopefully a few more podiums.
Tom, I want to say one thanks to everybody for this.
And Bastianini will head there as the MotoGP World Championship leader. He takes the victory on the opening night by 0.3 of Repsol Honda. The Suzuki 6th and 7th, Joan Mir edging Alex Rins, with Johan Zarco pipping the world champion Fabio Quartararo for Eka Marini, and Andrea Dovizioso with Remy Gardner taking the final world championship point. Darren Binder, Fabio Di Gianantonio and Ralph. He said Jorge Martin taken out midway through the race by Pecco Bagnaia, last year's pole man, not finishing the race. Miguel